Let us begin with the chapter non-finites. Now let's do this first before proceeding ahead. Work in pairs, underline the verbs in the sentences, then rewrite the sentences in the forms mentioned. Okay. Now in this, there are two verbs, right? Loves and to and play. Now we have to change to simple past. Mridula loved to play guitar. Winnie made me wait for an hour for her. Made and wait. Okay. Present perfect. Winnie had made me wait for an hour for her. Alice drank the flowing water from the river. Past continuous. Alice was drinking the flowing water from the river. I will go snorkeling in the deep waters. Past perfect. I had gone snorkeling in the deep waters. Walking along the beach, Nisha was thinking about her friends. Walking along the beach, Nisha thought about her friends. The shirts being made of cotton were light and breezy. Simple present. The shirts are made of cotton and are light and breezy. You might have noticed that you only had to change one set of words in these sentences. Loves, made, drink, will go, was, thinking and were. You did not have to change to, play, wait, flowing, snorkeling, walking and being. Okay. Finite verbs change form when the subject or tense of a sentence changes. Now finite verbs are those verbs which change according to the subject and the tense. Subject, if it is shirts, right? Here we are using were. If it was shirt, there will be is, like that. Non-finite verbs do not change irrespective of subject or tense. This word didn't change, okay? This was changed, not this one. Walking is an action, but this word didn't change, this changed. So those verbs which change form are finite, which do not are non-finite. Notice the non-finite verbs in the sentence. Discuss the difference you notice among them. Hari prefers to eat a light dinner on weekdays. Walking in the midst of nature calms me down. Tara loves roasting almonds for a snack. Tara loves roasted almonds for a snack. The structure of the non-finite in first sentence to it is to plus base form of the verb. These non-finites are called infinitives and are mostly function as noun in the sentence. Now infinitives refer to the first form of the verb and they are usually accompanied by to. It may not also, but in general they use to. There are some rules and they function as a noun in the sentence. Infinitives related to noun. In some cases infinitives can be used without to. Rafi helped me lift the suitcase. There is no need of the word to, so we don't use it. Some verbs with which we can use infinitives without to include let, make, help, see, hear, may, might, will, would, can, should, must and could. Structure of the non-finite in second sentences, ing form of the verb, they are called gerunds and they mostly function as nouns. Eating ice cream in winter, reading is Ali's favorite pastime. Here this word reading, we have made it some object or subject whichever is being referred to and we are giving it the qualities of person, place, animal, thing, like that. Reading is Ali's favorite pastime. What is Ali's favorite pastime? Reading, like that. The structure of non-finites in third, fourth sentence. Roasting and roasted are present in past participle forms. A participle to can work as non-finite and perform the function of an adjective. Participle forms are related to adjective. Gerunds refers to as nouns and infinitives also function as a noun. Present participles are formed by using verb plus ing form. We know that. Past participles ed, d, t, en and we know that. Flaming torches were used to decorate the stage. See, here torches is noun. The word is flaming. Flaming is describing torches. So this is adjective. Okay, though it is present participle, but it is being used as an adjective. The tilted seat made the carnival ride even more scarier. How was the seat? It was tilted. So this word is an adjective. Molten iron. How was the iron? The iron was molten. Read the sentences. Both of them say the same thing. The tea is so hot that I cannot drink it. The tea is too hot for me to drink. This, so, that structure, and to plus adjective and to. The tea is so hot that I cannot drink. The tea is too hot for me to drink. In these sentences, with the to plus adjective structure, an infinitive follows the adjective. See, TOO, too hot. Here we are expressing the degree of hotness, and here to drink. See, in the second part of the sentence we are using an infinitive. Infinitive is the first form of the verb to drink, right? See, the soup is so hot that the baby cannot eat it. The soup is too hot for the baby to eat. Like this. The syllabus is so vast that the students cannot finish it. The syllabus is too vast for students to finish. This way. Read these sets of sentences. Which ones do you think sound correct? Being a large bed, I could comfortably sleep it in. It being a large bed, I could comfortably sleep in it. Having barked at my baby brother, I decided to shoo away the dog. The dog having barked at my baby brother, I decided to shoo it away. Now, a participle when used should refer to the correct noun. The participles in the first sentence in both sets refers to incorrect noun. It sounds like the speaker was a large bed or had barked at his or baby brother. In the second sentence of each set, a proper subject for reference of the participle is present. That means if we are using participle in the beginning of the sentence, we need some proper subject for reference. See, being a large bed, I could comfortably sleep in it. This is not the right sentence. We gave the subject for reference, it being a large bed. Referring this, it is referring to bed, like way. The dog having barked at my baby brother. So, having barked, this whole reference has been given to dog, this way.